Yo, man, so we are in, what is it, Brooksville?
Brookshire, Texas.
Brookshire, Texas. Say it again.
Brookshire.
We're in Brookshire, Texas. What, like 45 minutes from Houston?
We're about 45 minutes west of Houston, right off I-10, yes, sir.
Why are you out here?
Well, land is cheaper out here.
Hell yeah.
And really, if we live by Katy,
Okay.
so close to here. And the drive out there to Houston, which is really the industrial area, is with the rush hour is a pain in the butt.
rough.
So,
Yeah.
and the land really is more affordable down here. Not cheap by any means,
I
but
bet.
way more affordable.
Well,
less congested.
We hit the traffic this morning, but we hit the HOV lane, so we were just just flying by. It wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're here at the Rolloff Truck World.
Rolloff Truck World, yes, sir.
You were at the show this year.
We were at the dumpster expo.
So thank you so much for being at the show, first and foremost. And because you're at the show, I was like, well, shit, let me give my guy a visit real quick and stop by and check out his place, man. So I know I came last minute. We were talking about that, kind of just, hey, I just showed up. I was like, yo, I'm just going to show up. But anyways, we showed up. His guys are at lunch, but we're going to give you a quick little tour and show you all the nice machinery you got here. Other than the Hummer, man, like it's all about the Teslas. I don't know about the Hummer. This Hummer is badass. That one, man, you got to upgrade to a Tesla.
We have to drag race and see who the real winner is.
I'm all down. So cool, man. So show me around. Let's see what we got.
Yes, sir. So I wish everybody was here. Everybody's for lunch, but over here is where we build. As you know, we do the Titan manufacturing, which is our Rolloff line. We manufacture our own cable Rolloff hoist in 30,000, 60,000, and 75,000, and that we make it all in here.
Okay.
We also make the American Tarp over here. We manufacture it. So obviously there's no action right now.
And you mount the systems on trucks too, right?
Yeah, we mount the systems on truck, and also we've gotten a few distributor dealers set up that we are now selling tarp systems and the cable hoist. Over here is our plasma machine. That's pretty much where we cut up most of the parts for the tarp system and for the roll-off system as well. Like all these pieces are tarp components, you know, that we pre-cut first in the plasma machine. Over here is where there's no hoist going on right now.
Okay.
But this is our crane where the hoists are all moving through here and moving through the line. This is our jig table, which is where the hoist really begins. And it's made for the XOR system that we manufacture. So the hoist goes over here, the main rails go here. I wish we had a hoist here to actually show you, but a hoist comes here and you pretty much assemble the hoist and tack it here. Then once that's done, the upper part, the crane comes, lifts it, and puts it over here on the rotisserie, what we call it. I don't even know if that's the right term for this machine, but I call it a rotisserie. Some people even refer to it as a chicken roaster.
Okay. Yeah, so, like a pig.
Yeah, so once the hoist sits over here, then we turn on this machine and we are able to rotate it in multiple angles, and we can finish welding the bottom part. And this is really, over there it gets tacked, over here the welding process finishes. That's all for welding. Then this crane lifts it up again, and the trailer comes in through here, which I'll show you the trailers. A trailer comes through here, and then that's where we actually lay it on the trailer, finish plumbing it with the hydraulic cylinders, the cable, all the little extra details. And then from the trailer, it goes to our paint booth, and then it gets painted. Wow, okay. After it gets painted, then it goes back to our other shop, which I'll show you, and that's where they do the final kind of quality control type deal on it, yeah.
And so this is the hoist that you brought to the show. Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, this is the Titan Rolloff that we brought to the show.
All package deal,
yeah, the whole
thing.
Kit,
yep. Okay,
complete.
so we got the footage for that, and we can throw that in the video.
Yeah, you can.
Over
there is our press brake, 250-ton press brake, and with this we bend stuff basically. But we make our own rear bumpers here. We make our own rear fenders, and we make our own hydraulic tanks. We can also make toolboxes, but really it's cheaper just to buy them. But we can make anything that has to be bent here. And this machine has optimized our process a lot.
So tell me a little bit about the company itself, Rolloff Truck World. Who is Rolloff Truck World?
So Rolloff Truck World is the truck dealership.
Is it you? All you?
Yeah, it's our family business.
Family
yeah, so my dad's the owner. Okay. I'm the vice president. We got a lot of family working here as well.
Awesome.
Half family, half people that are like family because they're our family. But not in blood.
Sure.
Rolloff Truck World been in business 13 years. We didn't start here. We've been growing 3 different places up until we got here to a 10-acre place. Over the years, we've been selling Powfinger hook lifts, Powfinger Galbraith, American Rolloff. Over time, we started looking at we started building our own tarp system, which that's how American Tarp was born maybe 6 years ago. So we started manufacturing our own tarp systems. And then after that, just recently, maybe a year and a half ago, we said, well, we've sold more than 500 roll-off trucks out there. Let's just start manufacturing our own hoist. And that's how we started building hoist. Now, we come from Venezuela. My father, I was really a baby then, but my father has a lot of experience in the manufacturing side of things. And we brought that here when we came. He used to run also a transportation company, and he had multiple divisions, mainly in the oil field, and he had over 120 trucks and 450 employees over there, and a lot of things, vacuum trucks, roll-off trucks, hydro excavators, building low boys, and manufacturing, you know. So I guess that knowledge, we brought it here without money, and we started pretty much from scratch in 2013 when we got here. It's been growing slowly. Our background, or our family background, really is transportation, solid waste, oil field, and manufacturing. So that's how we know that, and that's why we sell vacuum trucks and roll-offs and hook lifts and oil field equipment. So we kind of called Roll-Off Truck World, but we sell oil field and hook lifts and a bunch of different things that we've gotten into. Mainly because we know the equipment from back home, you know?
Sure.
So that's
I don't know much about the vacuum trucks, but have you built any like on a skid to possibly dual purpose, let's say a hook lift truck or anything like that?
Yeah, so there's also vacuum trailers that are pretty much the same concept. Haul it with your pickup truck. You'll need a F250 or more, really a 350 or more ideally. And those are built in trailers, and they're also built in like 1,000-gallon configurations on skids, where I'll show you pictures where we've done flatbed skids with a vacuum truck on a hook lift, where a single axle roll-off or hook lift will haul it, you know. So I don't know if you know, but you probably do know because you're in the business. Roll-offs, portable restrooms, porta potties, and that type of stuff, they go hand in hand. Every site that has a roll-off dumpster will likely have a porta potty to go with it. You don't know, to get started, right, you can have one of these skids on a hook lift or even pulling with the trailer on a truck, and you can start offering porta potty, you know, services, or just septic. You know, you can go pump septic. The skid is a great way to start. But realistically, if you want to go full in and you need your truck for trash, the truth is you're going to either need another truck, or if you want to test waters, the skid is great. But I don't recommend it for, hey, you want to go full time into this. There are cheaper options to that than buying a hook lift and that type of stuff.
Gotcha.
But with that being said, the versatility that the hook lift offers, you know, you can haul dumpsters, a flatbed, a skid, a vacuum skid. I mean, there's so many things that they can do with a roll off or a hook lift. You know? Right. Versatility.
Interesting. Yeah, I've definitely played with the idea a lot because I do know, but they never pulled the trigger. But yeah, that always interests me.
So I'll show you now. We'll go to the other area where we do the upfitting, and over here you can see some of the parts that we have. The rear hinge aprons that we make, the tail rollers, the rollers for we make these with the cages on the outside. They're just extra support. These are some of the upper cylinder brackets where the actual cylinder bolts onto. And then we have more parts that I'll show you on another container that we've made. But before we started building production of roll-off hoist, about a year and a half ago, we actually had a whole year of building parts. So we made parts to build 150 roll-off systems. And then before we actually started building production of the roll-off hoist, we built all the parts, because we pretty much do all the parts except for the cylinders and the cable, which we don't manufacture here. But everything steel is manufactured pretty much here, even our pins. And I also had to mention over there in that jig, that's where we manufacture the tarp systems as well.
This one right here?
Yeah, no, on that one, that red one over there. Yeah,
I got you.
So that's the jig that manufactures the tarp arms. These are some rear bumpers that we manufacture. This is some of the stuff that gets cut with plasma and also gets bent with that press brake. They come pintle hitch ready, not all of them, but they can come pintle hitch ready. This is a hoist getting pretty much almost finished. This is one of the Titans. This is a 75,000 pound model.
So this is your brand, your model, everything's yours here.
Yeah, this is a
built
brand
here.
Yeah, this is a brand new 2026 International HX with a Cummins 500 horsepower. And yeah, this is our brand.
Bad boy right here.
As you can see here, this is the American Tarp that we manufacture here. We give a 5-year warranty on it. It's a full hydraulic tarp system with gantry tower. And this is our hoist, which we give a 3-year warranty. This is the 75,000 pound model. We offer the 60, and then we offer the 30,000 for single axles only. The difference between a 75 and a 60 is just the cylinders. The structure and everything remains all the same. So we really use a 75,000 pound structure for the 60. So it's really a heavy duty hoist, even the 60.
Beast of a truck though, my goodness. So the dumpster's sitting way up here, right?
Oh yeah, we use a 10-inch mainframe. Unlike other companies, they use an 8-inch. Nothing bad about the 8-inch. It's just a little bit less meat. We also do use a 4-inch subframe here on the bottom. So that subframe there really gives you a whole lot of protection over your chassis. You know, a lot of hoists are subframeless, so what that will be is the hoist sitting on the actual chassis with some plates on it, so it doesn't actually sit on the chassis. But let's just say it's not as strong as having a subframe.
Sure.
Now, a lot of the competition, they offer subframeless and with subframe. So it depends on what the customer wants. Right now, we don't make a whole lot of models. We just make one model, and that model is the same for the 30, 60, and 70 as far as structure. So we just decided to go with a subframe because that's what we prefer and most of the customers prefer.
Is this the same thing that you could buy that you had at the show again that you could buy?
This is the same one, yeah.
Same as that thing?
This one's not really completely painted or anything, but we've also added these tie-down straps that move. All our rollers are obviously caged, and they're greasable, of course, and they're easy to replace, so you don't have to actually cut all this thing deal. We make a fixed bumper, which most of our customers prefer, or we make a bumper that tilts by gravity. We don't like to use air cylinders and stuff like that, or air chambers that have there are some automated that you click it with a button. Those tend to work great until they don't, because the cylinders fail, the air has a leak, and then next thing you know, the driver's just running around with a truck that he manually has to come and mess with it all the time, you know? Full tail roller, obviously, on all of them. A 10-inch main frame with a 4-inch subframe. That's about it. All the tie down, we put them right here.
I would need a step ladder to be able to open the door on the dumpster, though.
The door on the dumpster, yeah. It is a little taller. Pretty high. Now, not all of them are tall. I'll show you a Kenworth. This, the main reason why this one is huge is because this International chassis has a taller than usual frame in general. Okay. So this one by natural, I mean, it's sitting about 4 or 5 inches taller than a normal truck. I got you. It's still obviously going to be taller than a hoist without a subframe. Because it's bigger. It will save your frame over time. I bet. All these fenders, they're bolted on, so they're not welded. That causes less vibrations and cracks, and they're easier to replace. We also used to do this whole fender complete. Now we do it in 2 pieces because we found that most of our customers ding over here. And in order to, instead of having to change the whole fender, we can sell you just 1 piece. That way you don't have to mess with the rest. Are they walkable? Oh yeah, you can walk on that thing. Yeah, they're walkable, and they obviously have you know, extra gussets and whatnot over here. So if you see, we do wing gussets over here. A lot of people just bolt it onto the thing, and vibration over time will start happening. And if you don't put that wing gusset, it will eventually crack and start failing, you know? So with is this your normal, this is your normal length too, right? Yeah, this is the normal length. So if we were to, this is a 24 foot. Okay, it's longer. This, but our normal length is a 22. Okay. Yeah. This customer though wanted a 24, so we can do that as well. Okay. But the 22 is what 98% of the sales that we do. Right. Standard. Would they still be able to use a pintle hook? Or would they need to extend like a long? No, they can use the pintle hook on these. Okay. Now, we sell them pintle ready. This customer is not going to use the pintle. No. So that's why. So they just, I asked, you want it or not? They don't want it. Got it. Simply because, again, moving parts always, even if they're no cylinders or hydraulics on it, they will still, the spring's going to damage, the bolt's going to go, something's going to happen. Something else you got to worry about. So if somebody doesn't need it, it's better not to go with it. This is a beast of a truck, man. Yeah. And obviously the cylinders aren't put on this truck yet, but the cylinders go mounted here. The inside reeving cylinders aren't installed on it either. They sell with the 5-spool valve. We do the hydraulic tank mounted on the gantry. A lot of people usually do it on the side. We can do that as well. We offer it, but really this has become more popular simply because there's less things to deal with around here, less things to stick to the landfill or whatever. And honestly, you can work closer to the truck, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But also it allows you to put multiple toolboxes on either side while you're running a hydraulic tank here. Yeah. Also, they come with a headache rack already on the gantry. If you don't want it, we don't have to put it, but that's how we build them. And then this here is your broom and shovel holder. They all come with a broom and shovel holder to put whatever you need there. And then obviously they all come with the inside cab controls. 2 joystick, work LED light, and a PTO switch for, you know. They do have a limit switch sensor over here, which is pretty much your hoist up alarm. So whenever you're inside there, you'll have a hoist up alarm with a light and an alarm. Some people hate the alarm because it drives them crazy.
Sure.
We don't have to do the alarm, but we will have to do the light, just to show you the light. But the alarm comes standard. If somebody doesn't want it, we can surely not do the alarm. But we encourage it for safety.
Yeah, I mean,
don't let the driver tell you, oh, this is bugging me, this and that. It's better that than leaving the boom open and hitting a bridge.
We've all seen
and the
those
lawsuit
videos
is going
on
to be
Facebook.
big, I'll tell you. And the bridge is not cheap.
We've all seen those videos.
Yeah. So over here is where some of the trucks come and they get finalized. This is where we will finish some of the plumbing and the cylinders and stuff like that. But yeah, this is a beast of a truck, and they got good interiors too, diamond plate and whatnot.
So, but you're also, so this is again Titan, right?
Yeah.
But you're also a dealer for other ones too, right, or no?
We are a dealer for Powfinger, so American Rolloff and Powfinger hook lifts. And then on the hook lift side, we also do Unilift hook lifts, which I'll show you those and we'll talk about those as well. Take a peek in here. These are the inside cab controls that we manufacture here. We do outsource these, not gonna lie. We don't make them in-house. PTO switch, this is your work light, which all of our trucks come with a work light, 2-spool valve. And then over here, this, if you're running like the 3rd axle, this is where you would activate it. So that's how we rig it. This is your PTO light, so it shows you when your PTO is on, that way nobody forgets. And this is your bed up alarm. It shows you when your hoist is up, it'll illuminate, and there's also an alarm built in there as well. Over here is where the upfitting part is. Well, here and here, and I'll show you some of that. But first I'm going to show you the iron worker and the lathe machine where we manufacture all the pins. This machine here is the Dragon machine. What this one does, it grabs either a tubular or circular pipe like you see it there, and it pretty much drills and rotates. You know,
but there's not many small, you know, locally family-owned hoist companies.
No,
right?
no,
all the big boys, and that's.
I'd say
we're
we're probably the first ones because everybody else is the big guys have been 35 years in business, and there's only 5 of them or 4. Yeah. So we're the next small guys. The next iteration, the next small build. We're the next Rolloff manufacturer in USA. I would say. You heard it right here. Breaking news, right here. Breaking news. Hey, knock on wood. Wish me luck. No. Hey, they come in heavy. As you know, it's since we sell trucks. We were at a point where we said, you know what, we're selling enough of them where we can make our own hoist. We wouldn't have tackled this project if we were just some random dudes and said, okay, let's start building some hoists. Right. Okay, well now you got to go sell them, you know. Right. But we sell them to ourselves for now. And we are expanding, trying to sell it to dealers and whatnot, and that's a slow growth. But for now, we just like with our tarp systems, before we send them out to the market and start selling them to people, put them on our own trucks that we sell, but it's backed by us. You know, if something were to go wrong, bring me back the truck and whatnot. Last thing I want is to sell a truck to a dealer. They're up in Nebraska, they install it and something happens, you know? Sure. So the hoists have been running for about a year now, and there's probably 70-something of them out there, so no issues so far. Minor tweaks on each, and the customers, fortunately, most of them have been in Texas, some of them out of state, but we try not to send the Titan hoist the first year anywhere outside of Louisiana, Oklahoma, Texas, driving area, where we can actually get to it. Sure. Now we're confident we can sell the hoist anywhere, really. That was part of the first thing. We don't want to go way too crazy out there because then we have to go and respond, you know, sure, which we will do, but preferably keeping it local at first. Right. But now we can sell it anywhere because it's been tried, you know. Same thing when we did our tarp systems. We did, you know, 100 of them first here locally, and then we started shipping them out everywhere and selling trucks different
What makes
states.
your tarp different than other tarp companies?
My tarp is just simple and it's heavy duty. I mean, and I can show you in actual person and show you, hey, this is what is heavier. This is the extra wing gusset that I've added. This is the, you know, this is the steel that the others are using, and look at mine, it's 1 inch thicker, you know?
Gotcha.
So they're really, as far as functionality goes, it works just like the other ones. It's not reinventing the wheel. It's just simpler, less parts involved, and the hose routing that we use is just more optimal for change. It's just the little details that I think are what matters in things like this. But really what makes it different is that it only relies on hydraulic cylinders to extend the tarp and to lift it, versus the biggest system out there, which many manufacturers have made it, or copied it, I should say, the rack and pinion, which is the most popular out there. The rack and pinion works great. It has a gear pinion mechanism that most people do not clean it as they should. They don't grease them as they should. And dirt and debris, it has a brush guard. The rack and pinion has a brush guard, but dirt and debris still gets in there.
Yep.
And people don't go in there and do the due diligence of cleaning it out. But I also say it's a flaw in that system. And it works great until the teeth start wearing out. And then you get all the tarp systems that go sideways.
Yep.
And the only way to change that is by changing that whole piece of assembly, which is pretty heavy, getting it shipped to you and replacing it. And it could take hours to fix that, you know, versus going the cylinder route. It's just taking 2 pins out and putting a cylinder and connecting the hoses, you know. So it's just a simpler mechanism that keeps you on the road a little longer, you know. But other than that, there's not a whole lot of differences, the different mechanical ways they operate, you know.
Yeah.
But as far as how they lift with the hydraulic gantry and how they extend, they all do the same function. They cover the dumpster up to, ours covers up to 24 feet. I don't know the rest, but 24 feet, and they go 10 feet tall, which is, every dumpster is 8 foot, you know. So
Gotcha.
that's all it needs. Now I'll show you more of the upfitting over there. Here's where more of the upfitting happens. Over here is where we have all the cylinders for the hoist, for the Rolloff hoist, where we have all the pulleys for the hoist, more rollers. All of these pins is where we make them in that lathe machine that I showed you. So all these pins for the tarp system and for the whole hoist really are all made here. Same for these here, which are the upper cylinder brackets. These rear hinges are outsourced. We don't make those here because they're casted iron, and you need a special machine for that. These are the saddle brackets that we make, and those are the ones that actually go bolted onto the chassis, where this piece essentially goes right here and the cylinder goes here, which I'll show you when we get over there. And just more cylinders for the hoist, you know. We use the same inside reeving cylinders, and outside lift cylinders are the same. Same length, same type. That way, if you even ever need one, or if you decide to have one by spare, you can have it and it goes anywhere. Some manufacturers do that. Some have different dimensions for the inside and the outside, and that makes you have to buy a different cylinder for either or, you know. Versus here, you can just have one and it serves them all, basically. We also have customers that come in and want us to refurbish things or fix things. This is a Rolloff trailer that the customer brought me pretty bad. I put new fenders on it, rebuilt his cylinders, new rear bumper on it, and I'm gonna now paint it for him. So stuff like that we also do. So if somebody has a Rolloff truck or something that is still in good shape and needs a little love, they bring them here and we leave them like new again.
I got a buddy of mine who's looking for one of these.
For one of these? Well,
yeah. I don't know. This one's got.
That's a tri-axle, yeah. So this one's a big boy, but you know, this thing came all rusted. This whole fender tray we replaced, the control box, all the gauges are new, the switches, the 2 spool valves, the fenders were all cracked and whatnot, the cylinders were leaking, so it's still a work in progress, but we'll change the brakes and whatnot, and you know, we'll do the same thing on a roll-off truck. The only thing we don't do here is we don't touch mechanic, we don't touch transmissions or engines.
Could you build one of these?
I mean, I could, but I don't do it yet. No,
yeah.
But I mean, it's really just building a hoist and the trailer, you know.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't go there yet.
Putting your hoist on the trailer, wouldn't it be? I mean.
Yeah, I could put my hoist on a trailer for sure. Now it is a longer hoist, so I will say this: we can build it. I will need to buy another jig for a hoist this big.
Gotcha.
Because the jig we have currently is for a roll-off truck. So everything can be done. It's just if there's market there, you know. Yeah, but if somebody says money. I need 10 of them, I'll tell them yes. If you need one, then I'll tell you where to buy one.
Yeah, there you go.
You know what I mean? You can, once you manufacture things, anything you want to manufacture, you can do. it's just a matter of, okay, is it even worth it? You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, trucks like this, you know, getting refurbished for a customer as well. Really, sometimes a customer will bring me a truck, and honestly, the truck's got 350,000 miles. It's not always in the best interest to just go ahead and throw 80 grand into a truck. So sometimes I'll tell them, hey, look, this is all it's got. It's like 30 grand. I don't recommend you put all this money into this truck. It's honestly better to just put a down payment and get a newer truck. And or you know what? Here's the 10 grand of things you need to do if you want to keep running it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But I wouldn't say here, because some people will bring us a truck that is old, and you know it's 35 grand to really refurbish the whole deal.
And you don't do engine, you said.
And
so
I don't do engine, yeah. So, because you know you're painting it, you're doing this, you're putting new tires. I mean, we'll do the whole thing. I can sandblast, whatever. But at that point, I you know, good for me because there's money for us, but we always point the customer in the right direction.
Yeah.
I don't want you to throw 60 grand at an 05 Mac. You know what I mean?
Right.
With 700,000 miles. You can throw 5 or 10 at it and keep it as a backup, whatever you need to do. But I wouldn't sell you something that I know you're going to be in a pickle and it's going to be depreciating for a long time. You know, the money's going to be lost.
I agree.
Because, you know, I've had customers want to do a 05 Mac and want me to put a new hoist, new tarp on that. You know, that's 58, 60 grand. I tell them, you know what, it's better to get a newer chassis and maybe do it. But in my opinion, the 60 grand you put into it, that truck is still going to be worth 45 because you can put a new hoist, new tarp, but what's worth is the engine and the transmission, you know? The hoist is a good thing. This is a Kenworth that we built. This is our these are some of the gantries that we have, right, for the tarp systems. Gantry towers.
Okay, yep.
So those are the ones that get built in there. This is a Kenworth that we have almost ready for delivery. So this is our wash bay. This is where we wash trucks and do the oil changes in there. But it's basically the same setup that I showed you there. Now, as I was saying, remember that International, how tall it was?
Yeah.
This is a normal truck lower, with a normal height, you know. Still a little bit taller than traditional because you got the 4-inch subframe. Right. Which a lot of hoist models do have it, but not everybody. So if you ever see a shorter truck, it's because they just know that it's because they have no subframe, you know.
4-inch subframe plus, you said the other manufacturers build 2 inches less than that, right?
Some do.
So 8 inches,
some
not
do
10?
an 8-inch. Some do a 10 though. They offer both. Okay. I only do 10 because I'm not there yet where I can offer 10 different model lines. Because remember, every different model you make, you gotta have another jig for it or adapt the jig every time you're gonna go. Right. So in order for us to pump them out quick, it's better to just have 3 models and that's it. Now I will say our 30,000 pound for single axles. In that one, we do not use a subframe. Okay. Because of weight savings. And we also go a little bit lighter thickness over here, really, because they're rated for 30,000. You're not going to be hauling that much. So no point in building a 60,000 structure into a little single axle. But really, it's mainly for the weight savings. So on the 30,000, it uses smaller cylinders, of course. The structure and the mechanisms is everything the same, but we go a little bit less on the metal thickness here and there, like on the reeving cage cylinders and stuff like that. And we are able to save, you know, 2,500 pounds, which is, it's a lot in the single axle world, especially if you're trying to stay under CDL. It means everything, you know. Even our rear bumper, it goes a little bit less thick metal than the actual big trucks. Also, we usually do steel fenders for the big trucks. For a single axle, we'll usually do a plastic poly to save weight, you know. Okay. Some customers still want steel, so we'll go with a one single axle steel. It's a little bit of extra weight, but not a whole lot. Right, right. Yeah. That's where we wash the trucks and do the oil changes. You said that truck as is with a drop axle, the one that we showed a minute ago, and your hoist, your tarp, everything you said 249,000 with FET for a 2026 International, HX with a 500 horsepower, Allison 4500, 75,000 pound hoist, tarp system, American Tarp, and a third axle, 20,000. And what's the GVWR then? With that that's pretty much an 80,000. 80,000? I mean, it's maxed out. It's 20, 46, and 20 fronts. This is where we have, just so your viewers know, we have a lot of parts since we build hoist, and a lot of these parts are interchangeable with almost every hoist, like rollers. Some cylinders are interchangeable with other brands as well. The cables, we have them as well. Some of these pulleys are also interchangeable with a lot of different hoists. So if somebody ever needs a part, we don't have everything in stock, but for our hoist, we definitely have everything in stock. For our tarp systems, we have everything in stock. There's not a single little nut that we won't have in stock for that. But even for other hoists and other parts of guys in Texas especially, we can help you out. Like if you need a PTO, we got, you know, different brands, Bizarris, Muncie, Chelsea. If you need a hydraulic pump, usually we'll have most hydraulic pumps for a roll-off. Some stuff for hook lift, not everything. If some of your viewers are running vacuum trucks, we have a lot of parts for the vac trucks. We have a lot of mesh tarps for hook lift cutouts and for mesh tarps. We have, you know, lots of fittings and different stuff for a lot of things, but we also have the spool valves. We get a lot of customers that need spool valves for the outside controls and stuff like that. Those are generic for most of the hoists, so we have that as well. And just lights and stuff, but honestly, you can get that anywhere. Most people will call us for a mesh tarp or a PTO or a hydraulic pump or a control spool valve. So I just want to let everybody know that we have most of those things here.
Nice, in stock.
Yeah, in stock. This here is, over there is where we sandblast. So we sandblast over there and we paint over here. We did buy an oven and a paint booth that we are going to be installing probably in a month and a half from now when it arrives. Nice. But yeah, we finally got it took a while to get all the permits for the paint to be able to install our paint booth and all that stuff. So we finally got it, and now we bought the booth and all we got to do is install it. But that's going to be able to help out a lot with producing faster, because usually we have to let the truck cure, you know? So with the oven paint booth, it's going to be a whole lot faster. This here is how, you know, I told you when we build the hoist, a trailer comes in and they take it.
Yep.
So this is where we put the trailer. The hoist system is pretty much all built. This is essentially what you saw at the show. Obviously, it's not decaled or anything yet, but it'll come in here, it'll get painted, and then it'll go back in there for the final quality control deal. Nice. You know, obviously, it's all pre-plumbed. So really, all we do is just weld it onto the chassis, bolt it on the side brackets you see there. Put the main pin, put the cylinders from the side, but the inside reeving cylinders are already there. So really, building like this, since this is our hoist and our tarp, we're able to do this, because before it was get a hoist, mount it, then put the fenders, then put the rear bumper, then put the gantry, then the side arms, and that'll take you 50, 60 hours, at least us. So maybe 4 or 5 days of work to have a turnkey truck. Building it this way, now we build the hoist outside, we do it all, and then we mount it on the truck, and that's why, you know, we took that to the show. So now we install this hoist in 8 to 10 hours, you know? So it's 1 day instead of 5. Yeah. And it's still faster, even building the hoist and doing all this outside in this format is still faster than us, even manufacturing the hoist and the tarp and everything is still faster than us installing like a hoist from American Rolloff or Galbraith or whatever, where they ship you everything and you have to put a puzzle together, you know? Right. Easy once you get it going and you know what you're doing, been doing it. But at first, I tell you, building a Rolloff is pretty complex if it's your first one. I remember when we got into the business, it would take us 150 hours to build one truck, you know what I mean? Just because you're learning. But after that, you narrow it down, but you can only get so fast if you're putting a puzzle together. Right. So doing it all out here, this has been incredible for us. And this is what we're targeting towards the dealers, you know? Yeah. We're able to ship out these things already pre-built. I mean, all you have to do is install it in 10 hours. If you're a dealer that builds roll-offs. And if you're a normal, an average guy that knows how to weld, we have the 30-page installation manual. If you know a little bit about tools and whatnot, I mean, and you have a chassis sitting around and you can tackle a project like this, that's easy. Yeah. You know? Yeah. Now I tell you, even if you know how to weld and you have the tools and you've done something similar, and I wouldn't tell you go build a roll-off, meaning put a hoist, put the tarp, and I mean, it's going to take you weeks, you know. Right. But something like this, I'd tell you, you know, I'd have to vet you to make sure you know what you're doing. But I know it's something that the average welder can do, you know. And the manual it tells you all. I mean, it's simple. There's no measurements or anything crazy. Just the CT and the rear hinge is the main important thing, you know. Or I don't even know. I mean, I'm sure you've probably done it before, but or you say, hey, send me one of your guys to come here to train with you guys, maybe to install it, and then that's a part of the thing that we're offering for dealers. We are offering them either fly somebody in, we'll train them for 2 or 3 days, or hell, we'll even fly somebody to you I mean, depending on, you know, if you're a dealer that's going to sell a lot,
Right.
We'll send somebody to you to train you on the first one. But honestly, most of these dealers that've been in business for a while don't even need that, because this is no different than just about almost every hoist. As long as you give them the chassis diagram, which we have, and all the installation manual, if they have a question, they can call us. We do offer flying everybody, you know, somebody out there, but most of them don't need it. I mean, but like you said, if you're somebody that has never done it before, you can come here. We'll show you how to do it. Or if you don't want to do any of that stuff, you got a chassis, you need a hoist and something pre-built, we'll ship it to you. Pick your local welder that you know does good work. You know what I mean? And they don't have to be Rolloff professionals or anything, because you know there's not a whole lot in the country everywhere. You know, like, you know, some people in Tennessee don't have anywhere to go that sells a Rolloff truck. You know what I mean? So those guys, something like this would really help them out if they got a reputable welding shop that understands some diagrams. You know,
Sure.
really, it's just welding. It's nothing crazy. I'd say the hardest part is actually moving the axles of the truck.
Yeah.
Than installing this deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it used to be the easiest part was moving the axles, and installing the hoist was the tricky part. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
Well, that's just a personal opinion, though. So a lot of people might have a different opinion on that.
So, and again, you're one of, I mean, you literally have trucks that you guys have bought and are in stock, ready to roll. And that's what we're going to probably show me next, right? Is your your already built trucks that are ready to go.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't have a whole lot right now.
That's good. That's a good thing.
Which is always a good thing, but a bad at the same time, because really, if we were able to increase our production a whole lot more, we'd be able to sell a whole lot more as well. And
what is this thing right there?
This right here?
No, that one.
That's a
pup trailer.
Yeah, pup roll-off trailer.
Yeah.
We sell quite a few of those when we can get our hands on them.
So this is not. This is one that you rebuilt.
Yeah, it's not our brand. It's a Dragon. This is Dragon. We just got it, bought it, refurbished it, painted it, put new fenders on it, new mud flaps, new lights, whatever.
This is what I'm telling you my buddy is looking for. So this can haul 22-foot
Yeah, this is
containers.
This is essentially a roll-off trailer. It's a 60,000-pound hoist, no different than any other hoist mounted on any other truck. This is the same hoist that would go on a truck, just mounted on a trailer. Now, you look at that main frame, it's an 8-inch, so that's why it looks a little bit less. And you can also see it's got no subframe, you know. Now, on a roll-off trailer, you don't really need a subframe, you know. I mean, it might be good, but the chassis is very strong, you know.
So what's this go for?
This is a used one. It's 2013, and I think we're asking 44, 45 grand. New, this is probably about 110, 120 after FET and whatnot. So, and I do say, guys, for anybody watching, a brand new truck is awesome, and a used truck still gets the job done. On the trailer side, really, these trailers don't work as much as people think, especially these pup trailers. So every time we get one, all we do is, you know, run it through the shop, change some hoses, brakes, tires, fenders, but they're always in good shape. And the reason is because they don't get used as much, you know what I mean? So I always tell people, hell, if you got the money for it, go with a brand new one, but don't be scared of buying a used trailer, because it's a trailer, you know? It ain't got no engine, no transmission or anything, just an axles, some brakes, and tires, you know? That's the worst part, and then the cylinders. As long as that's good, you know, I always say it's a good way to start, you know, before you have to buy a new one. Because I know, obviously, buying a brand new truck is worth it.
Yeah.
It's also, the money is more. But I can't tell you, no, it's not worth it. It's definitely worth it.
I'm going to tell you what the biggest problem is now, especially for me, is the insurance has gone way up.
Yeah, that's another reason why some people don't. They can afford the new truck, but boy, the insurance is ridiculous.
My insurance
you know what I mean?
doubled last month, and so I've been scrambling to find new, but it's literally doubled.
Yep.
And I'm gonna probably get rid of one of my trucks. I gotta get rid of one of my small single axles because it's a backup right now, and it's not worth it for me to keep it.
Yeah.
But something like this, where I could haul, you know, easily, I could technically haul 4 dumpsters if I wanted to stack them.
Yeah, if you really wanted to
2
stack
in here,
them.
2 on the truck.
And this you haul with a roll-off truck.
Yeah.
Some people will haul it with like a 5th wheel truck, but you know, by the time you buy that and do that, it's not even worth it. Just
I'd haul this with the Kenworth. The Kenworth's already set up for.
And now, obviously, just so your viewers know, people who buy this, they're trying to save time mainly at the landfills or industrial work, oil field work. This is not the type of setup you want to be going into a residential area. You're not going to go nowhere with it, you know?
Yeah. You're not delivering a dumpster in an alley.
I've had people also say, okay, I'm going to buy a little single axle truck, like a 5th wheel truck, but a single axle. And I'll get involved in this. I'm like, brother, by the time you get this thing in a damn house, you're gonna knock all the light poles in there, and you're not gonna get in there regardless.
Only for big commercial jobs.
So
when you're
yeah,
going to
this
big
is
jobs.
this is really made for the guy that is looking to take 2 dumpsters to the landfill in one trip and save a lot of time and money and diesel and whatnot, and mainly time, because you can do with that time, go do another dumpster instead of take 2 dumpsters to the trash.
But my buddy's looking for one. He's in like North Denton.
Yeah.
And his closest landfill is an hour away.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like he's killing 2 hours just doing the dump.
Yeah. And I don't know if you know, but before I was working with my dad, I used to run a roll-off business, and I had one of these because my landfills were 52 miles away.
Okay, yeah.
So I would take 2 dumpsters. Well, I mean, I had like a mini transfer station, so I had my grapple, and I would crush it, put it on the floor, and then pack it back into a 40-yard.
Okay.
So it was my way, and I was making good money while I was doing the compaction shit, you know? And I was taking 2 40-yards, and I swear to God, it was usually putting 3 40s into one, you know?
Yeah.
On each. So that would put six trash dumpsters, and I was only paying for 2.
Right.
By the yard. That's how they charge here in Houston, by the yard. So I was paying 40 yards and 40 yards. Because if you went to the tonnage place, it would still make money, because you would still save a lot. You just threw 6 dumpsters into one. Even if the bill is expensive, because of the tonnage, it's still, you're saving a lot of time there.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Less wear and tear, less tires, less everything. So I used to run one of these to the landfill in Needville. And I didn't have a whole lot, you know. I had 90-something dumpsters and 3 trucks, but I sold that business and then started working with my dad. A lot of people have asked me, do you miss the trash? I don't miss the trash at all. There's a lot of headaches and moving pieces involved to it. I love doing it, though. But one of the biggest things that I learned from there was being able to actually talk to customers about, like, I'm not just a sales guy. I'm not trying to sell you a truck. I'm trying to ask you what you're hauling, what you need. Are you hauling scrap metal? What do you need, a 3rd axle or not? A lot of guys think they need a 3rd axle and don't really need it. You know, why am I going to charge you 10 grand more for that if you don't need it?
Right.
Is it good to have it? Sure, but what are you hauling? Just trash and stuff? You're probably never going to use it. Or, you know what? Save 10 grand, and if you do need it, if you're here in Texas, just bring the truck back and we'll put it in a day and a half if you really need it.
Really?
You know? Yeah. 2013 Mack Granite.
50,000 pound hook.
50,000 T50, 2021.
I got on the International.
The customer is selling it with 5 30-yard dumpsters that are 2021 waste equips, and you'll see one of the boxes, I have it here, is new.
Okay.
I know he didn't use them. And he's asking $135 for this truck and all 5 boxes.
5 boxes?
Yeah.
Goodness. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a heck of a deal.
That's a package deal. Don't think it's going to be 10 grand for 5 boxes. That's just a package deal. This is a 2019 Freightliner 114 SD with 33,000 miles on it. It's a double frame, heavy spec truck, 20 fronts, 46 rears. And this truck here, we're going to be putting a brand new hoist, brand new tarp system on it, and it's going to sell for $162,000. This is another perfect example of a used truck with new body on it. This is a 2019 Kenworth T880 with 91,000 miles on it. This one's got a Cummins engine on it. New hoist, new tarp system, and this one is $165,000. Obviously on used trucks there's no FET, so that's just the price. If you're in Texas, add sales tax and registration. If not, it's just $165.
Pay the tax when you register it yourself.
This is a 2025 Mack MD single axle under CDL with a 26,000 pound Unilift hook lift on it, and a Raptor X Mini, which is basically the American Tarp, but the mini version, because it's basically the same design. 2026 Peterbilt's 548s.
That's a pretty looking truck.
We took one of these to the show. These trucks with a brand new hoist, brand new tarp system are $219,000 with FET. With a hook lift, they're $215,000 with a 60,000 pound hook on it. More little Mack single axles, MD7s. These are some Mack Granites that we have that are gonna get bodied up as well into hook lifts and roll-offs as well. Mainly roll-offs, some hook lifts that I'll show you that we have there. These here are $242,000 with FET with a brand new hoist, brand new tarp. These are some of the hook lift stock that we have currently. We have the 60,000 pound hook lifts, which are 54, 62, and they're 22 feet long. So this would be a comparable to an HT 500 in the Powfinger world, but it's 60,000 instead of 50. Then we have the 22 and the 26,000 that is made for single axles. And then we have the 35 and the 40,000 that is made for kind of that intermediate, you know, tandem axle, but not necessarily a full-blown 46 rears, 20 fronts. You know, you could do like a 1640 rears. And then these bigger ones here are just made for the big stuff, you know.
So this will be a 5462?
Yeah, that's a 5462. These were shipping with a control remote. The way I ordered them was with traditional air bank controls.
Okay.
2-spool valve, and that's it. Back to that same principle. The remote control is a pain in the butt, in my opinion, when it goes bad. And then you either buy a new one or you have to reprogram it and talk to God and who knows who to figure it out. And then over here, I'll just show you more of the pieces that we've made. These are the rear hinge aprons. These are your cable heads. And over here, what do we have? We have more pulleys, a whole box of tail rollers for the rear, you know. All them sheave blocks, that's where the cable goes. More of these anchor plates is what we call them, which are the saddles that go on the bottom, you know. Give you that folder for you.
Okay.
It's got information and whatnot on the roll-offs and Titans.
Well, thanks for the tour, man. I appreciate you showing us around. Go make some money. Hopefully you get a sale.
Yes, sir.
And we'll see you. We'll talk later about the other stuff.
All right, we'll be talking. I'll
All
give you a call.
Mike.
I gotta take